if you're a parent, why would you give your kid more of something when he's being an ungrateful ass for what you've already done? Your father, God, he wouldn't either. You'll say something, I'll be like, don't say that. Don't put that out in the universe. Why do we want that out there?
Yeah.
Like, fuck that. Don't say that. Yeah, look, 76%, dude. That's insane. Are either overweight or obese. Do you want to see your daughter graduate from college? Do you want to walk your daughter down the aisle when she's ready to get married? Do you want to see your grandkids born? Do you want to be able to actually have the physical ability to engage with them in your yard? Like, instead of bitching that they're choosing this time of year to do this, instead of bitching that they're taking up a seat and they don't know what they're doing, why can't you just be a good human being and be supportive? And if you can't be supportive, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, do your thing and
just
ignore
shut the
everyone
fuck up, because you sound like a fucking piece of shit human being.
Okay.
You're making yourselves look like fools, and the number of people that are doing it, I'm like, oh my God, I didn't realize.
Yeah.
I don't even share this with her.
Uh-huh.
I'll get comments that if you said that to my face, you would be sent to wherever you live in a fucking body bag. He didn't ask for advice. He's just showing what's possible at this age.
Yeah.
It's not your, and that's the other thing. It's not your fucking business. It would be good. And you're going to feel more full. You're going to feel more satiated. There's so many benefits from it. But these people are food wise. What do you need to do? First of all, you need to be honest about what you're taking in. Big thing besides the liquid.
Okay.
All right. Then we need to go to the processed foods. And a serving might be 8 Doritos. Who wants to eat fucking 8 Doritos? Y'all been lied to about lean red meat the same way you were lied to about eggs. The other important thing in making sure that you're going to be in a deficit then is to weigh yourself every day. Now, I'm going to talk about something as I finish up here that's, well, it's a little bit more controversial. It doesn't end well unless it ends. Can't just report the fucking obvious.
I don't care what a critic gotta say, I got them picking up the pieces. That me, you really playing with your life, I'm about to come and
Just
run
a
it all back. I'm
motherfucking
the
jump.
new era, about to
Just
snap
go.
back. You ain't fit it.
Let's fucking go. This is the Outlaw Apostle Podcast. I'm your host, Troy Neff. I'm the fucking guy. And the other fucking guy that makes it all work behind the scenes, the voice that you hear is Chase. Chase, what's going on, brother?
Not much, man. How are you?
Good. You ready to take a little short trip to Mexico?
Oh yeah, man. I'm actually super excited. The only thing
I'm
not
jealous.
Oh man, hey, one of these times we'll get together. Maybe you can come to Mexico with us. Give you a little experience of where I grew
If
up.
mom's coming, I'm coming.
Oh man, it's a great place. It's a great place. No, we don't cook very much.
No.
Maybe we'll grill some
No,
stuff,
but
cooking is
I
not.
want to meet your mom.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't know why. I want to meet your mom.
I brought up the idea, and she's open to it for sure. How quickly it will happen, that we'll have to slow. But she is open. She's open to the idea.
That's good.
So yeah,
That's good.
But yeah, no. The only thing I'm not like excited for is having to, because we drive,
Right.
and I'm first shift. So
Now, how long is it? How deep are you going?
so it's fully a 12-mile drive.
But what?
12
hour?
12 hours, yeah.
Oh,
So it's I believe
it's only like 3.5 to the border, right?
Well, we go through Texas.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah. So it's about
Oh, that's different. Okay.
Yeah,
So
because
different.
it's a little bit more farther that
Okay.
way. So we try to leave at like midnight today to get there in the morning, because obviously don't want to pass at night, especially right now. I
Yeah.
think the Texas border is a very nice place at night. So we try to get there nice and early. And I have the first shift. So from here to Texas.
Yeah.
So, and then after that, my dad obviously likes to take over because he doesn't like us driving to Mexico for specific reasons,
Yeah.
But yeah, it should be a good time.
Oh, I just heard that, you know who the number 5 employer is in Mexico now?
Who's that?
The cartels. Number 5, dude.
I'm sure that number's been up there for quite a while now. I'll be honest with
But
you.
that's a lot. That's like
Yeah, I mean,
it's like one person from every household.
You'd be surprised how many people like in your everyday day, like you'd be surprised if you didn't run into someone. They're obviously not everyone's like flashy and like looking
not everybody's carrying a gun, somebody's got to deal with the product and all the other stuff they do, right?
But I think there's a lot more.
There's a lot of jobs.
There's a lot of different jobs as well. Some of them they don't necessarily have to be carrying and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so like
that's what I mean. Yeah.
So you'd be surprised how many people actually like. There's a lot of people I know like that I grew up with that are,
I mean, I don't know what the benefits are like, but they probably make up for it in pay.
And a lot of different other rewards. It's from the things that I've heard. It's not too horrible of a job, I guess.
Well, don't let them hire you away from me while you're down there.
No. I'll stay over here on this side. I love visiting. I love where I come from.
Well, they probably need people on both sides as well.
Yeah, but I do podcasts. There's not much they can get from me. I'm not much value to them.
Yeah. Well, drive safe.
That we will do. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, that'll be great. I can't wait to hear about the trip.
Hell yeah, bring back some goodies. Yeah. Hell yeah,
that'll be okay. So I kind of wanted to talk about some things that are in my wheelhouse when it comes to diet and fitness. Obviously, it's that time of year, the beginning of January. Whether it's related to a New Year's resolution or not,
okay.
The calendar flipping gets people thinking about making some changes. And then the other thing I've seen a lot today, which I was kind of surprised about some of the people that popped up on my feed who let themselves get off track during the holidays. And I don't get that at all.
What do you mean?
I don't understand
you have Thanksgiving, Christmas.
Okay, those 2 fucking days, dude.
I don't know.
So have a cheat day on that fucking day.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a cheat day on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
But last year, or 2 years, 2 Thanksgivings ago.
Were you telling me you don't do leftovers?
No.
Really?
I didn't have leftovers.
That's crazy.
I ate with the Indians. Remember, we went to the casino.
You're right.
That's why we go to the casino, so we don't have any dishes to clean up.
That is actually really smart,
right? Then also that we don't have leftovers.
Yeah.
That we're hammering for 2-3 days.
No, the only reason is the only reason I like raising eyebrows because like coming from a family where I come from, I mean, the whole like few months you have a lot of family visiting. You have like it's not just Thanksgiving and just Christmas where you're constantly eating and all that. So I can understand where people can kind of fall off during the Nova because it gets colder out here in Arizona. So you kind of so I can understand it. I think
it's just a bullshit excuse.
Oh, 100%. No, 100%.
That's what I think.
That's without a doubt.
Bullshit excuse that people are using to just, like when people say, "Oh, bulking season,"
Yeah, that's
an excuse for you to eat like shit, dude.
Exactly,
that's what you're doing. Let's just be honest.
No, that's different.
there.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But 2 Thanksgivings ago,
Okay.
I was at the end of 75 hard, but still doing 75 hard. And I kept to the diet because guess what I didn't want to do?
Yeah.
Start the fuck over.
Yeah. No,
I didn't want to start over. And I had come so far and I wanted to complete the whole 75 hard program. I wanted to complete it. And here's the other thing. You have to, when people are like waiting for a good time, what they're really telling you is they're waiting for a period when they think it's going to be easier. Here's the problem with that. If you wait to start until it's easier, you'll start, but then it's going to get hard at some point and you'll quit.
Yeah.
If you start when it's hard or difficult and you get through that period, you're good.
Yeah.
Because if you have another hard period later on, you can do it because you've already done it. So you gotta do you got to do the hard.
Yeah.
Waiting for a time when it becomes easier is just not a good thing.
Yeah, but I just don't think a lot of people have that self-discipline.
No, they don't. That's the key. The
Yeah.
key is, and that's why I did the 75 hard, even though I considered myself pretty disciplined, I wanted to take it to another level.
Yeah.
And I did. And I completed it. And a whole lot of people don't complete that program. But it was important for me to do for myself. And it was also important for me to show other people who, especially over 40 and over 50, we ain't done yet.
Yeah.
We don't have to be done yet. No offense to you younger generation, but especially on social media and stuff, you know, you talk to us like we should be put out to pasture. Oh, you old. Dude, my life is really fucking good, you dumb shit. You're not doing anything yet, and you could just shut the fuck up because we're not giving you the reins because you're an idiot. So that's like, you need to relax over there, dude. That's kind of
No, a lot of the like past, like I don't know if it's like my generation specifically, but the generation like right before us, they've become very like calling 30-year-olds like, hey, like you're old. I'm like I don't understand how the
wait
age
till they
difference.
see.
Yeah, like it's a little like I get I'm pushing 30, but like you're not far from me. Like we're like I don't know. That generation's a little confused, I guess.
I didn't understand as much as I thought that I did. I didn't understand. My parents have told me, I've told kids or younger adults, you've heard it before, especially from people over 50. Look, man, this shit goes faster than you think.
Yep.
And it does. It's so fast. This felt like the fastest year of my life. So much happened. And again, that's why I personally say that I feel that pressure, because I just have different goals and aspirations. And because of the things I've gone through in my life and having to start completely over, and even if I wouldn't have, if the dumb shit that happened that I was responsible for hadn't happened, and I was still a financial advisor and had this great business, I maybe would have reduced my time, but I probably would have looked for something else as well. But I really wasn't into that because I always thought, why am I going to do something else when I can just do more of what I'm really good at? But I would never have fully retired. Now there might come a time when I'm not taking on hardly any new clients.
Yeah.
But just managing the clients that I did have, and maybe the time necessary to do that with a good staff, might have been reduced to 6-7 months versus, a whole year. And maybe that 6-7 months is time that's spread out over the year, and you take different lengths of period off or whatever it was.
Yeah.
But I would never have been like,
Full stop.
I'm retired. I'm cashing out. That is just not in my DNA. But if somebody wants to do that and they like, man, I support what people want to do.
Yeah,
That's just
I'm not going to bother you because
how
you
I
don't.
am. Yeah. That's just how I am. I'm excited about what we have going, here. I'm excited about expanding that and having more influence in this area. We need more, I don't want to say positivity, but we need more of a good mindset, and a mindset that, well, is related to the law of attraction.
Okay.
Called The Secret. There's a documentary and a movie, a documentary movie, right?
Yeah.
And a book called The Secret. And that had a big influence on me some years ago, where I actually listened to it.
Okay.
It was about, I don't know, hour and a half it is, I think. Yeah, it's an hour and a half long. And I wouldn't always get to listen to it all the way through at once, but I would listen to it all the way through over the course of a day. And that's when I was working construction.
Okay.
And it just helped me get in a better frame of mind and accepting where I was at, being grateful for where I was at and what I had, and putting me in a position to be able to then get God's blessing and favor that was even greater. Because if you're a parent, why would you give your kid more of something when he's being an ungrateful ass for what you've already done?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, you wouldn't. Well, guess what? Your father, God, he wouldn't either. I'm not saying he's like me, as to say, fuck you, but yeah, kind of. Like, fuck you. Yeah, I'm not going to give you more. You're going to learn the lesson first.
Like the extremes, yeah.
Absolutely.
Like maybe not the small little things, but the extremes, obviously, yeah. He's not going to want to just give you something without...
Not going to happen.
100%.
Not going to happen. But I would listen to it every day for 30 days. So it was ingrained and embedded in me, that mindset. So I was very careful and conscious of what people said, what they said out loud around me, what they said to me, and what I said and put in the universe. And if you're ever around me more, you will see that. You'll say something, I'll be like, don't say that. Don't put that out in the universe. Why do we want that out there?
Yeah.
Like, fuck that. Don't say that.
Yeah,
You can think it for a brief second, because you can't necessarily control your thoughts like that, but you can control how long you think about it and the feelings related to those thoughts.
Can I ask you something?
Yes, please.
So, because, I don't know, I'm really big in comedians and stuff like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if someone's saying, like being sarcastic in like a jokeful way, is that still kind of putting that in that same way, or is that how does that work? Because I'm big on like that kind of dark humor,
right? But it's just how long the focus is on it.
Oh, okay. So if it's
because what you think about, what you focus on, and spend time focusing on, not just a single thought, but spend some time focusing on, is what you're going to attract.
Like what you truly believe and what you truly are focusing on.
And I absolutely believe this. When I'm in the right mindset, I can hear things that I would not have heard that are of the mindset of where I am and what I'm focused on. And so I'll pick up things that people are saying around me that I wouldn't have picked up on.
Yeah, no, I totally get that.
Yeah. And people, I believe, when you focus on that, then God brings those people into your life that can help make that happen, because you're focused on making it happen.
Yeah. No, I totally get that.
So you do things to make it happen. And it's no different than if it's something that's negative, you bring about that negative result because it's what you're expecting.
You're focusing on. Yeah.
It's what you're expecting. And so why would you do positive things when you're focused on the negative that you and you don't believe in the positive anyways?
You don't.
So you're not going to do the things that are going to make the good thing happen.
Gotcha. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, because people think, Think and Grow Rich is they take that too literally, that all you have to do is think. It's not. That's just where the starting point is.
Yeah.
But if you look at most of the great motivators and motivational speakers, they all listen to the same motherfucking people and then repackage it in their own words. Tony Robbins, the stuff that Tony Robbins says is fantastic, but it wasn't new. Okay, he didn't create those things. He picked that up from other mentors in his life.
Yeah.
And certainly some, obviously, from his own personal experiences and stuff. But you'll also hear him, as I do, that when we have things that work, that we're able to talk about and messages that we're able to convey and stories that help us convey that message, we'll repeat it.
Oh, what that? Yeah, 100%.
We'll repeat it because that's what works. We build on that. And I love stories simply because I'm a pretty good storyteller, because I'm good at the weave, like Trump, good at the weave. And those stories, as you even mentioned in the last episode, you know, I explained something that really hit you well, that you understood because of the way I explained it.
Yeah.
And that's what, you know, that is one of the gifts I think that God gave me, that I'm able to do that. Now, you know, we all have different gifts and whatever, but so mindset is absolutely huge. And if people want to use this period to be the time that they flip that switch, great. But I think going forward, these people who had been on the right track making progress, I think they got to find a better balance.
So
as far as, so you don't get far off, you shouldn't just be far off track. You shouldn't be taking a month break between Thanksgiving and fucking Christmas. It's fucking 2 days, dude.
No, I get that.
2 days.
I get that for sure.
You might have some other family, but again, you're gonna have other times that you can do different things to make it work.
Yeah.
And still enjoy it.
No, I totally get that. I was gonna ask you about like so like a lot of the people, like they kind of fall off in like the March-ish, like they do it for about a month or two, and then March kind of usually most people kind of stop. Is it because they still have the mentality of like, oh, I'm new to this, so like it's like they're still with that new year, new me, so then a few months passes, it's no longer the new year, so like do you need to have to kind of change your mindset to like, okay, I'm no longer new to this, like to kind of almost continue like at it? Or because you think that you're still new, like halfway through the year?
And I can tell you it's all mindset, and how I know is I've helped somebody in the past as best I can, you know, through phone calls, through texts that I do care about. As I've said that I have a big sister, somebody I refer to as my big sister, and we went to school together. Well, she has a sister, and she's kind of my big sister too, and she knows that her little sister and I are very close.
Okay.
You know? And so she follows me on Facebook and everything, and she was very athletic in high school.
Okay.
You know, she was a good-looking girl, good-looking chick, you know? And she was a badass. You didn't fuck with her. She would fuck you up.
Hell yeah.
She's a tough chick, man. Yeah. She's so funny. We still talk about that today. Yeah, you did not fuck with her. That would, or anybody that
like
she felt she
area
was protecting or around her.
Yeah.
She was like that. And she was a cheerleader. And I do kind of remember early on in her adulthood that, you know, the different classes and things that were available then, that they were all doing the different cardio shit, you know.
Like aerobics.
Aerobics.
Yeah.
That's the word I was looking for. The aerobic shit, that she was doing that. But later on, when that fell off and just life took over, she put some weight on.
Gotcha.
Okay. And she's been feeling uncomfortable now. And I've probably, between the time that she brought it up to me and now, it's been easy over a year and maybe 2 years.
Oh, well.
Okay. And she's had a number of starts and stops. Okay. And so Dawn's trying to take some of that over too, because I think as much and as good as I can do with people of both sexes, sometimes I think it's good that, and I love having Dawn being able to do this, and she enjoys doing it, that women need to hear it from another woman.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And she's just repeating the things that I said, but in a message today, actually, okay, because she's ready to start. right? She's ready to start.
Oh yeah, New Year.
Because, yep, the holidays passed. Now we got to, so she's ready to start. And she mentioned to Dawn, her concerns that she's feeling anxiety.
Okay.
And this is strong anxiety. And I know her sister, my big sister, that she's dealt with serious anxiety as well before. And the anxiety is related to failing in the past.
I can see
You
that.
know what I mean?
Yeah,
so it's
so like you're doubting yourself, like I couldn't do it before, so I won't be able to do it again. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the message was from Dawn is you're not doing it alone.
That's a great message.
We're here. You know what Troy thinks of you.
Yeah.
And he's willing to do some other things to help you out so you can do it, because she was denied Wegovy from her doctor because of her insurance. Her insurance wouldn't cover it.
Gotcha.
Now, I don't know what the rules are or who they decide to cover and not.
What is it? Wegovy?
Wegovy. Wegovy. Wegovy is simply semaglutide. Wegovy is another version of Ozempic.
Okay.
The basic difference between the two is the dosages.
Okay.
And stuff, but it's basically semaglutide. Okay. And why, like, health-wise and what weight she needs to lose, she shouldn't be denied. There's no reason she should be denied. In fact, her losing the weight, and if she makes the lifestyle change that we talk about, and you know what lifestyle change we talk about, and we'll be talking about it in this episode, that if you're making that lifestyle change along with taking it, not so that you can't take semaglutide or any of these GLP-1s with the idea of taking it and so that you don't have to do the lifestyle change.
Yeah.
The lifestyle change has to be included because that's where the long-term success comes.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, but it's not delivered that way by our medical community. That's the problem. But it's better, isn't it better for the insurance company long-term to have somebody that's healthier, that maybe it's not good for the doctors and hospitals or big pharma, but isn't it better for the insurance company if that person's mortality risk goes down because now they're not going to get type 2 diabetes, because now they're less likely to get cancer, less likely to have a heart attack, all of these things, having muscle and losing weight. But again, muscle's a big, huge part of this. But having healthy muscle goes so far in being able to contribute to people's long-term health and not have all of these other health issues happen to them.
Yeah, I can see that, but
no, it is.
Yeah.
I mean,
but,
like what?
I don't know. Everything always falls back to money, right? It's like, wouldn't they?
Yeah, but isn't it more expensive to when you have to treat someone for a heart attack? Look,
I guess they're the ones paying for it. I guess, yeah.
The insurance company is. I mean, you're paying for it through your premiums,
yeah,
or your employer is, or both you and your employer,
yeah.
But look, I can tell you what my insurance costs for the last 2 years does not equal what the insurance company paid out, and I'm healthy.
Yeah.
But when they did that procedure on me and, checked out my heart and stuff, that short procedure, I wasn't in the fucking hospital for 2 hours, dude. $27,000 was the bill.
Christ.
And my part in that was like $1,000 or something that I had to pay, because I had to pay, a part of it, at a certain point. And then maybe after another certain point, then everything is covered, but you kind of get the idea, right? Yeah. Like,
Jesus Christ, that's a lot.
and that's me. Dude, I was shocked. But why should I have been shocked? Remember my story about the knee brace?
Mhm. Yeah.
You know,
I mean,
charging the
500 or whatever it
insurance
was.
a company was being charged $1,000
Yeah.
from the
The knee
surgeon
brace,
or the medical clinic I was at, or I could buy it myself for 175, or they did approve it and I paid 130 and the insurance company paid the other 800 and some dollars.
Yeah.
And I went with the 108. Why should I help the insurance company out?
100%. No.
Right?
Yeah, they don't need any help.
No. Dude, I got charged $1,000, but I only had to pay 100 and some. And I was going to fight it, but I just didn't have time. Like, it wasn't worth my time to fight it.
Gotcha.
But it was the principle. I was so angry. I got treated so badly at the hospital we first went to for my knee that I didn't see a doctor because of how badly I was treated by the nurses when we first came in, or whatever they were. If they weren't nurses, but just the staff at the check-in who got all butt hurt, you know.
Just because.
And we walked out, literally walked out. So you're charging $1,000 for what? You did nothing except push me back to the back room. And then you didn't really want to treat me because you were treating me like your staff was correct when they were rude, and you should have been fucking apologizing to me. But again, who's getting screwed? The insurance company's getting screwed.
Yeah.
And I could have helped out there and even looked into doing that and talked to the insurance company about, like, this isn't right.
Yeah.
You guys shouldn't be getting paid this. But for me to challenge it, I had to write all this stuff out and go. Like, dude, it's $100 to me. $100, dude,
whatever,
is so nothing.
Yeah.
That, like, absolutely not. Like, I am not going to spend 2 or 3 hours on this.
Yeah.
Because that's $1,500 to $2,000 that time for me.
Instead,
versus this $100 that you just.
No, I get that. It's more like you said. It was more of the principle.
It was
than
the
it was
principle.
the money.
It's still the principle. It pisses me off. Fuck them. Hate that stuff. But yes, that is the answer. We are at epidemic levels of poor health in this country. We're a country that has a shitload of fat. And way too many. The percentage is way, way, way too high. You know, it should be less than 20%, not over 50% or even 60%. And it's lifestyle that can have the greatest impact on that. The greatest impact on that. It's huge. You've been listening to the Outlaw Apostle Podcast. I'm Troy Neff. We need the same thing we always need. More subscribers. If you're already a subscriber, if you're seeing this, if you can get a friend to do it, we'll be extremely grateful. We're growing the show. We even have a clips channel now. And so if you're a subscriber to this, then subscribe to the clips. What we're trying to do with that is not just put short clips, but have take some of the segments that might be 5 minutes, might be 15 minutes that we found were, you know, maybe the best 15 minutes of the whole show. And you can just find that interests you and look at that on whatever topic we're talking about. So we're going to continue to try to improve this. I got a great guy, Chase, working with me and presenting this and putting this all together for you all. And to do this as professionally as what's done out there. And that's the goal. And as you want to improve, we want to improve. Join us in doing that. Hit the subscribe button. I'm the fucking guy. There are 905,000 deaths due to cardiovascular diseases. And I promise you, yeah, look, 76%, dude. That's insane. Are either overweight or obese. And if you want to reduce the number on the right, the way we reduce the number on the right is to get the 76% number down. That's how we do it. And you're just going to feel better and enjoy life more.
Overall, you're going to be in much better mood.
I've said it before. Look, do you want to see your daughter graduate from college? Do you want to walk your daughter down the aisle when she's ready to get married? Do you want to see your grandkids born? Do you want to be able to actually have the physical ability to engage with them in your yard? Or do you want to tell them, I'm sorry, little Nikki, I can't do that. You know, grandma doesn't feel well. Yeah. What do you want to tell them? I'm going to throw real shit in people's face and make them really think about this.
Yeah, I mean, because that's the way to motivate some people. Yeah, that's for sure. Seeing what you can miss out on and stuff like that. Like, people don't really think about it because it hasn't come yet, or you're not near that. But people don't realize that health is a long-term thing. That's not what you're doing right now isn't the way you're going to be right now. Like, in 20, 30 years from now, for myself, it's just if I continue to eat shitty food and this or that and that and this, it's not going to be really good for me if I continue that those 20, 30 years. It's a long-term thing that you need to focus on for sure.
Absolutely. So we have these people that are ready to start now, and we can either support them or, I was at Stretch Lab today and I heard one of the employees there talking to a client, and I could tell they were basically bitching about the new people at the gym.
Okay.
And saying the same thing you just said. They're going to be gone in March, or if not sooner.
Yeah.
Or I've seen commercials about it. They call it quitting day now. They figured out what the average is, whatever day, we have a day where once you reach that day in the year, that after that you're making money for yourself. But for a few months, you're working for Uncle Sam and paying your taxes, kind of a thing.
Oh, wow. It's a lot sooner than what I thought. We're on the 3rd week of January.
Yeah. Yeah. They call it, is that what they had at National? Did you look up National Quitting Day?
No, I just put what the average, what day most people tend to quit the New Year gym resolution thing.
Well, think about it too. Think about when we started this show. We made it an important thing. We learned from Alex Hormozy that most people who start a podcast do one or two and quit. And that if you get to 21, if you get 20 in the bank and you get to 21, you actually are in the top 1%. Now, it's the bottom of the top 1%, but you're in the top 1% of all podcasters, regardless of numbers, that most people quit before that. And all we had to do to get there was not quit. Not quit. And we didn't. And we're at 60 some now.
So this one would be 7, right?
70?
67.
67.
This one would be, I believe, 67 or 68.
Yeah. All we had to do was not quit.
Oh, yeah. Hey, we're not going to quit either. This is going to go places. That's for sure. But just if you wanted to know, it's the second Friday in January is considered.
Well, it says January 10th. Yeah, that's what it's going to be. 10 days. National Quitting Day is January 10th.
That's crazy. That's an actual day.
And again, I don't understand. Instead of bitching that they're choosing this time of year to do this, instead of bitching that they're taking up a seat and they don't know what they're doing, why can't you just be a good human being and be supportive? And if you can't be supportive, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, do your thing and ignore
just shut the fuck up. Go at a different time. Don't go at a time that is going to irritate you.
Yeah.
It's not complicated.
Yeah.
And I can tell you that I'm a little frustrated.
Okay.
This is it's an example of people just, it's like I just, and I'm not naive, but I didn't really think there were this many bigoted people as what I've seen lately in the weight loss group that I'm in, that I'm
Facebook group.
that I'm doing the moderating in.
Yeah.
And just people that are just shitty for no fucking reason other than their lives have to be motherfucking miserable. And I can't comment now. All I can do is delete shit.
You got restricted, yeah.
Because I got restricted. Because, dude, I would be laying into some people and posting some shit right now, but I would post it in a way that I wouldn't get in more trouble. I would. And then if you piss me off, like, don't piss off the moderator, because I'll just delete you. Because it's just, you're being like, that is breaking the rules. I mean, that's just totally unacceptable. And it's just being a shitty person. And here's the deal. There's a guy, I don't know what he calls himself. I don't know what his pronouns are, anything like that. He doesn't say. Okay. What I do know is he made a pretty big transformation. I do know he's physically a male. Okay. And he was overweight by a lot. Not extremely obese, but probably did cross the line between overweight and obese. And over a couple of years, he did it right and he got fit. Now, at first glance to his posts, you're not going to see a guy.
Gotcha.
You're going to, at first, see a chick. And the reason you are is he is wearing female gym clothes. How do I want to put this? He's actually wearing the female gym clothes in a tasteful way. You know what I mean? He's not wearing them in a way that's like raunchy or overtly sexual in some way. It's the only thing you can pick up on is that the clothing, because of the top and stuff, that it's stuff Dawn would wear. Okay.
Yeah.
And
he's not wearing the clothes as if he still had male parts. Is that?
No, he's wearing it like a female would.
Yeah.
And now there's somebody at one of the gyms that Dawn and I go to. That he does the same thing. He wears clothes that are female gym clothes. But he's a guy and he's fit, you know, and I don't really know him. You know, haven't really and I know about everybody there, you know, like we're the OGs in the gym. You know, like everybody knows us. But we stopped in to Target because we couldn't find at Costco. Dawn's headphones went out.
Yeah, that's the worst, especially when you're going to the gym. Yeah. So
we got her some new headphones at Target. Great deal. If you need headphones at Target, get there right now. Because they have the $199 Beats, which sometimes you can get on sale for $149. They have them for $99.
Wow.
3 different colors, white, this weird blue, and black is what they had. Okay, but they're all on sale. Sometimes you only find a certain color on sale if you would look online and stuff like that, right? Yeah. Well, I didn't know where he worked. He works at Target.
Oh.
Because he was there.
Yeah.
And in that department. And I couldn't find the headphones. You know, I'm looking around in the electronics and I asked for help. And he helped us. And he wrung us out. He was very nice. We had, you know, good conversation. He remembered us from the gym because we've been at the gym at the same time 20 times at least, if not more. So
you guys are going to recognize each other.
Yeah, so we recognize each other. And I was very nice and polite to him because he helped us out and did a great job helping us out. You know, he did good customer service, exactly what you'd want. And even there, he's wearing
more feminine, like clothing.
Well, like he's wearing jeans, but he's wearing, you know, the tight, skinny women's jeans.
Okay. Yeah.
And I always thought it was like, I don't know, like He has a beard.
Okay.
A thin,
Layered
short beard.
Okay.
And I've never understood that really. Like, you want to be feminine.
I don't know. Shaving every day is kind of annoying, Troy.
It's not that. There's something else to that.
Gotcha.
But I've never understood you want to dress and look feminine, but have a beard, which is not feminine at all.
Quite the opposite, yes.
And even in mannerisms, a little bit more effeminate.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but again, super polite, super nice. He wasn't running around the store waving a fucking pride flag, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And this guy was that, because there are people that are overtly, both men and women, that are overtly sexual in this group in non-appropriate ways, because it's not that kind of group. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just, the things
it's
they say.
And stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. And again, this person in the group is not doing that. He's just sharing his transformation, and a bunch of people. See, if it was a woman sharing the same transformation, nobody would say a thing about the selfies or you're saying, but no, he puts different pictures. He doesn't do the same ones. I've come to the conclusion, because there were people that wanted me to delete it and reported it to be deleted, because you can report content that you think to the moderator or admins they could be. And I made a post about it and said, yeah, I'm not deleting this shit. It's not going to happen because he's not doing anything wrong.
He's just posting a picture.
He's not doing anything other than I did, wearing my MAGA hat and said nothing political at all.
I get that.
And you motherfuckers flipped the fuck out over my MAGA hat and became triggered. Okay. He's doing nothing wrong, except he's wearing those clothes, and they say really crappy shit about the clothes that he's saying, that he's wearing.
Yeah.
Because he's dressing like a woman.
Gotcha.
Well, don't dress like that when you go out. Like, who the fuck are you? See, because all of these fuckers, not one of those motherfuckers are more conservative than me. Okay. I know how conservative I am.
Yeah.
Okay. And I am super extremely conservative. I am not for the transgender story
like
hour.
A hyper focus on that.
The story hour shit.
Okay.
Or the shit in schools and things like that.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what?
Yeah.
I'm not for that stuff. Even that guy. Go back. Stop right there. I'll come to it in a minute. But I'm not for that stuff. But I'm also know how to treat a human being like a fucking human being.
Yeah.
He's not making a political statement.
Yeah.
He's not shoving it down your throat, dude. He's not presenting it in that way. So shut the fuck up, because you sound like a fucking piece of shit human being.
Okay.
You're making yourselves look like fools. And the number of people that are doing it, I'm like, oh my God. I didn't realize.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I get what you're saying.
And probably in real life, they're not going to go up and say anything.
Yeah. No.
Okay. But they feel comfort saying it behind their little shitty keyboard.
Yeah.
No, it's like, fuck you, motherfuckers. And if this bothers, then don't be a part of the group.
Yeah.
Don't. This guy, this Brian, made this post, and he's like, 55.
Yeah.
Okay. He's got a decent athletic build. Okay. But with this angle and stuff, it looks like his legs are on the thinner side. You know what half of the posts were?
Calves or the short shorts?
No. A quarter of the posts were references to the WWE and like Hulk Hogan kind of stuff.
Hell
Right?
Yeah, all right.
Which is like, especially because of the color and the do-rag and stuff.
Yeah.
But no, half of the ones were, and I deleted a bunch of them. I don't even know if you can find them. If you do, it's a new one. But stop skipping leg day. You know what, you fat fuck, like an idiot, or you self-important piece of shit. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
I work my legs. I work my legs a lot. I work my legs Monday, Friday, Wednesday.
Okay.
Then Monday, Friday, Wednesday.
Yeah.
So every other week, I'm working out my legs twice a week, every other week. I can't work my legs out twice a week. I've tried that. I don't recover. I barely recover from this at my age.
Yeah.
Okay. The Monday, Friday, Wednesday. But it gives me enough gap in there that it's spread out that way. Because I do a 4-part body split that every body part gets worked twice every other week.
Yeah.
All of them. That's how it's done. I've done the working every body part out for 2, in a week. And I personally can't do it.
Yeah.
If somebody can, great. Then motherfucking do it. Now, I've been training mostly on, a little bit off, since I was in my early 20s.
Uh-huh.
I've always done calves, sometimes more than others, but I've always done some work on calves.
Work on them, yeah.
And over the last few years, like, you can ask my stretch lab therapy person, Hunter, and like, he's like, your calves are so tight, dude. Like, they're tight and bound up because I'm constantly working my calves.
Yeah.
Probably 4 times a week, minimum. Sometimes more.
Yeah.
Sometimes more. But like, and doing 100 reps or more each of those sessions. So I'm not doing 100 reps at one time.
Yeah.
I'm doing 20 to 25, session, 4 or 5 sets at least in doing that. And I've done it all different kinds of ways, all different kinds of calf equipment. Here's the thing. My genetics are that I have short calves. I have short muscle. It doesn't go down very far. Now, I've seen people that had smaller calves but had longer muscle. They have more potential to make that bigger by working out. I can't make it longer. And then you have to understand, I have a girlfriend who has the best calves I've ever seen in my life. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm jealous as fuck of her calves. All right. Who doesn't work out her calves at all. She's genetically gifted in the calf department.
That's why there's like different body types and stuff like that.
But because she's fit, and she's not huge, but she is solid and toned.
Yeah.
Like really solid and toned. Yeah. Now, if Dawn wanted to be a female bodybuilder that looked more like, built like a dude, she probably has the genetics to do it.
Oh, easily. Oh, yeah.
But we tailor her workouts to not do that. But I don't even share this with her.
Uh-huh.
I'll get comments that if you said that to my face, you would be sent to wherever you live in a fucking body bag.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Because you're being a piece of shit.
For no
because
reason.
A woman is very super fit and she has very toned muscle.
It's jealousy, honestly. Most of the time,
she's
just like
not a tranny. She doesn't have an Adam's apple. She's not a dude. And she gets so, face to face.
Uh-huh.
She gets unsolicited positive comments all day, every single fucking day. Every time.
Yeah.
All the time. No matter where we are. Oh, that's a beautiful dress. She looks nice. How do you do this? How are you so fit? She gets stopped in public restrooms by other women. How do you do it? Because they see, that she looks great especially great for her age.
Yeah.
Today, a couple of girls at the gym in their probably 25 to 28, maybe closer to 25. I don't know, but somewhere in their 20s that she's talked to a couple times on the gym floor that stopped her and said, "Oh, we haven't seen you in a while. And we're just in here trying to look like you. You're half her fucking age."
Yeah, no, especially for women, because it's like so hard for at least a lot of my friends, like the smaller women, like they always complain that they're always like, it's so hard to gain weight and stuff like that. So you know,
Well,
so it makes a lot of sense.
But the number of people that were shitty to this guy's like everybody's goal is not to be like a big heavyweight bodybuilder.
Yeah, no.
Even people who use gear, even people who use testosterone, that's not their goal.
Yeah.
I've worked with athletes across the spectrum that use various hormones and steroids and testosterone, that use various ones that help them compete in what they do.
Yeah.
It's every steroid is not designed to necessarily make somebody bigger.
Yeah.
You know, you met Bob. I've helped Bob with his TRT, his testosterone replacement therapy. I've helped him, and with a few other things that help him compete at a high level, being in his later 50s and doing 100-mile marathons.
I don't know how he does
Ultra
it.
marathons.
I do not know how he does it.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy, dude. And I've had I have a client that just messaged me recently that I'm taking care of that still wants to be fit, but is no longer competing in CrossFit competitions.
Okay.
But when he first came to me, he was doing CrossFit competitions and he was taking advice from someone else. And one of the things he was taking, he didn't know it, was actually hurting his endurance.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Just because he was
It was just that he didn't know. He didn't know.
Yeah.
It was more for size and other things. It was something that, you know, I personally have taken, but I had different goals.
Exactly.
My goals weren't related to, you know,
cardio
and stuff. Yeah, it totally fucks up your cardio. It's good for a bunch of other shit,
but not good for
cardio. Ain't one of them, dude. Like, it is not a thing. But what's wrong with somebody who has the genetics that this guy has and is as fit as he is at 55 years old? Because he doesn't look like somebody like you think he should look.
Yeah. He
didn't ask for advice. He's just showing what's possible at this age.
Yeah.
But I deleted probably not quite half the comments, but a good 30 to 40% because it just pissed me off. Like, and he was answering them and not being a dickhead when he could have been a dickhead back.
Yeah.
Because they would have deserved it. And it's just bullshit. Like, why are you people being assholes for no fucking reason? I don't understand it.
I think it's just like a culture thing. Like over the years, like it's just because of the internet and stuff like that. It's just like you're like you said, like you're behind a screen, so a lot of people are just like it's easy to because a lot of people.
But you're not mad. Them. You're not mad about the photos of the guy in the wet underwear. Okay, that you're not mad with, like that like, but you're worried about this guy who is very tastefully in and not he's just wear like women's clothes. That affects you fucking how? You know what I mean? That's the kind of conservative I am.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you understand what I mean?
I get what you're saying,
like I'm not the type of conservative that the left thinks I am. I'm not that. That I stuck up for this person in another post. Be like, y'all are crazy because that ain't gonna happen. Like I'm not deleting him, but you keep being stupid, I might motherfucking delete you.
Yeah.
It's
just like there's no reason for it. Yeah.
No, like why would you be that? Just frustrating.
No, but I get what you're saying. Like there's no need for something like that. Like
no, none.
Especially if they're not intending it
or
in a certain specific way.
You'll have these women that'll create these fake accounts, or maybe they're real, that are scammers. That are trying to maybe get somebody to send them money.
Gotcha.
Hey, PM me.
Yeah.
Hey, I want a friend. You know, I'm looking for a relationship.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Like you motherfucker, she don't give two fucks about you. Like, and I'll delete those too.
That's
like,
good. Yeah.
You know, because it's not part of the count. That's not what it's about. It's spamming and stuff too. But be mad about that kind of shit or report that kind of shit. Not the guy that is actually doing stuff that the group is created for.
Yeah.
He's just not wearing what you think he should.
Yeah. That's all it is. Yeah,
It's all
it
it
has
is,
nothing
dude.
to do with
It's
the
all
gym
it is.
stuff or anything like that.
And all my life, it bothers me because growing up, I was always that kid that wore the different shit. I was always that kid.
Gotcha.
Like I was the kid, I think I told you that, like I was the first white kid to have his ear pierced.
Yeah,
in
I
school.
remember you telling me that. Yeah.
I was the kid that got there's only a couple of us white kids that were into breakdancing,
Okay. Hell yeah.
The other
that I did not know.
Yes, the people that I breakdanced with were
the Latinos out there.
Fuck
Hell
yes,
yeah.
dude.
God,
Castilleja.
Hell yeah.
Jesse Castilleja. Yeah, Jesse, great dude. And yeah, we used to practice in front of the mirror. We had the giant cardboard we'd carry around and a little tiny fucking down, And I would wear these bandanas. I would put like 6 bands. Yeah. I would put 6 bandanas.
6?
From just under my knee all the way down to my ankle, And I would wear earrings.
Yeah.
By the time I was, a junior and senior, I was wearing dangly earrings that had feathers, and I had administrators that thought like these people do. They're just being stupid. But I told you, like I can fit in anywhere. I can put on my Western gear, my farm boy shit. I can put on my rocker stuff. I can put on a suit and wear it as good as anyone. But I've always that's just always been
so what you
who
done.
I've been. That's just who I am. But I understand, people saying shit about it because
there's no reason for it.
Because people would say shit to me. And I'd like, all you did was make me dig in my heels and be like, fuck you.
Yeah. I'm going to do my own thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I
mean, I became a successful financial advisor, as I said, who wore Rock Revival jeans, cowboy boots, and Harley Davidson button shirts like I was a sales to the office.
Yes. Yeah.
And got 65-year-old women to give them $500,000. So fuck you. This is what I can do. You say I can't do this? I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Seems to be working. I can do what I want. Worry about yourself. It's not your and that's the other thing. It's not your fucking business. It's not your business what he's doing.
Yeah.
Again, if somebody is doing something or trying to influence someone that's a minor, totally different. Okay, totally different. I'm gonna always lean to protection of the kids.
Gotcha.
Okay, but somebody just wearing a particular outfit,
yeah,
nah.
There's no like for
I'm
what?
Not for what?
Yeah,
that's just
because
you're
didn't like
being
it,
a shitty human being.
Yeah,
and I want to be honest when we talk about being overweight or fat. I'm not. Well, the only time that I'll use it in a derogatory way is like I did with that football coach.
Yeah.
Because I just thought he was not a good human being.
Yeah.
It's just like just the way he, handled himself and stuff is like, fuck you. You know what I mean? Like
I get you.
It was like that. I work with clients that are overweight. I'm not going to put them down. I explain it that you've heard me say this, where you have fat, you are not the fat.
Yeah.
You are not.
That's not
it's
your
not
personality.
who you are.
Yeah.
It's not your identity.
Yeah.
You have an eyebrow. You're not an eyebrow. You have one, but you're not one.
Yeah.
Okay. It's the same difference. The easiest way to understand it. But I'm not going to not use certain words because somebody might be uncomfortable, because sometimes we have to get uncomfortable to do something about it.
Yeah. But when it has nothing to do about the actual thing you're trying to fix or something like that, there's like, why are you commenting on something that has nothing to do with what you're trying to fix and stuff like that? Yeah. No, I get that.
Yeah. And so I've kind of gone off track. But I thought it was just related. and how people are. And in the fitness world, it is, especially on social media,
it gets out of hand.
It is, excuse me, it is so out of hand.
Yeah.
And so much bad information. And there's a lot of what I've called tribalism.
Yes.
Yeah, in these, where you have these different groups, you have these people that are going to think they're so smart because anytime you talk about weight loss, the only thing they're going to have as a little mantra is calorie deficit. You got to be in a calorie deficit.
Yeah.
You got to be in a calorie deficit.
You just get very broad with it, like what most people read when the first thing they look up.
Well, I know what works generally with people and what doesn't.
Uh-huh.
And if you are losing weight and fat, you're in a calorie deficit. Now, you can track everything. You can think you're in a 500 calorie deficit.
Okay.
And not lose any weight. Guess what that means? You're not.
Yeah.
And that means the calculations and the shit that you're using to come up with those numbers is not accurate. And that's just how it is. So since it's not accurate, what's the best way we can get you to the point where you know that you are and it's working? By the results.
I mean, yeah, that's the best way to measure it. Yeah.
Not just the input, I would say, if you're maintaining, one of the best things you could do would be to take what you're doing and write it down for a week, maybe even 2 weeks, like what you intake, every single thing for 2 weeks. I don't think most people are going to do this, but you could. And then you could see, okay, well, I can cut this. I can eat a little bit less of this.
Yeah.
And this is because this I'm maintaining. And then by taking that, you should be able to be in some kind of deficit and start seeing some results. Because then you can see the
numbers, like the amounts and the side by side.
And I like to start with things that people can actually use that will actually work. And what you hear me talk about the most is protein. But then you're going to have these idiots that, well, you could only process this much protein. No, motherfucker, that's actually not how it works. And everything is not about protein synthesis for muscle. Okay, protein is used for a lot of other things in your body. And whatever your body can't use, or if you think it's too much, guess what? Your body's just going to get rid of it.
In some way,
but it would be better. They're better calories. Your body burns more calories processing the protein you eat, whole food protein, not processed proteins, whole food protein, than anything else. So there's not just the input.
You're also losing.
There's also the energy factor of it too. So why wouldn't it be better to have more protein?
Yeah.
Even if it's more than what you think you need.
No, I get that.
It would be good. And you're going to feel more full. You're going to feel more satiated. There's so many benefits from it. But these people are it. And it has to be something that people can do and do for an extended period of time. The reason that people lose weight and gain it back is simply, it's not because diets don't work. Whatever diet they choose can work if it's done correctly. It's the fact that after they do that, they stop doing that diet, what helped them get to this new place and lose 40 pounds, and just go back to more freelancing it. Now, again, so how much does somebody really want to, how many years, how many days is somebody really going to, track everything or put it in an app and track it every day?
It's a lot of work.
How long are they going to do that? Yeah, it's a lot of fucking
maybe,
work.
If that, yeah.
Exactly. That's why, I focus on what can you do to get there? And one of the things that you can do to get there is just initially. So let's go with that right now.
Okay.
Food wise, what do you need to do? First of all, you need to be honest about what you're taking in. Okay?
Yeah.
And the first thing I would focus on is if you're taking in any liquid calories.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, those are easy to consume. So, yeah.
Liquid calories. So if you're drinking any regular pops, and people that want to say, well, diet isn't as good for you. Okay, well, it's a whole lot better for weight loss to drink diet or the Coke Zeros than it is to drink the regular pops.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
It just
That's
is.
just how the numbers work. Yeah.
It's actually how the numbers really work.
Yeah.
When the caloric numbers are actually motherfucking zero, you can't tell me that doesn't help. And if very easily, there are people out there that are probably drinking 500 to 1,000 calories a day, just drinking calories.
Oh yeah.
And
if not a lot more
and
than
if
that.
they just changed that alone, they might see an initial difference.
Yeah.
Just that alone. So if you don't like the diets, okay, we'll figure out what you do like.
Yeah.
That is 0 or near 0 calories. And I'm talking about 10 calories or less.
Okay. It's a solid range.
Yeah. Or less. So the next big thing besides the liquids.
Okay.
All right. Then we need to go to the processed foods. Okay.
That's a really big one.
Really, really big one. And it's because of the fact that what they're meant to do, because they're called highly palatable, which means they taste really fucking good, right?
Yeah.
Highly processed. It's these chemicals like turn off the switch in your body. I don't need to explain the whole science to you. All you need to know is it turns off the switch that would make you feel full and makes you want to eat more of it. And so it's very, very hard, even for the most disciplined person. It's not that you can't have a Dorito. It's that you can't have the bag and eating, a serving. And a serving might be 8 Doritos. Who wants to eat fucking 8 Doritos? Now, seriously, if you've ever eaten Doritos, have you ever eaten Doritos?
Yeah. Oh, I love Doritos.
Okay. Have you ever eaten just 8 Doritos in your motherfucking life?
I don't understand why they make those fun size bags. Like, who's gonna eat just one of those fun size bags?
You're gonna have 4 or 5 fun size bags.
Exactly. Defeats the purpose. Just regular bag. Come on.
Yeah.
No, I feel you.
The party size is the fun bag.
Yes, it is.
Right?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
100%. No, it's one of my biggest issues.
Yeah.
Especially once you start eating a few, you're like, oh, but
you don't have weight issues, like of being overweight.
Not overweight, no.
So you don't have and your situation is more the opposite that we'll talk about at some point in these coming episodes of being a hard gainer, making it hard to do that. And you tackle that in a totally different way. And we'll talk about how to do that. But for most people, it's not even the problem is it's like me being an alcoholic. It's not the first drink. It's that once I have that first drink, at some point, I'm not going to be able to control all the other ones.
Yeah.
So don't have the one serving of Doritos.
Just skip it.
Because you're not going to be able to stop yourself.
Yep.
It's just not a good option. If you really, truly feel like you need something like that, the best company I can think of, and it's their purpose, is to help people through that a little bit, that it may not be the healthiest, but it's way healthier than what's out there, is Quest. Quest has like Dorito, like
okay.
chips. They have protein bars. It's just a very, very good company when it comes to these things. but it can give people,
Okay. I've seen these before.
Yeah. So that's going to give them something that is going to have a breakdown that is better than the other things that people are doing. So that's what that option is. So the things that are in the middle, you know, I know you've mentioned it. You love cereal.
Oh,
Okay.
love
But
cereal.
if the situation is if we're trying to lose fat,
That's one of the biggest
stop
things.
the cereals.
100%.
And I do. What's the name of the protein cereal that I'll have? But I have a protein cereal, and it's very expensive.
That's the one thing that I was going to say
super expensive.
About
I've never done the Premier, so I don't know how they taste. But
Ghost makes it.
Oh, there it is, Catalina Crunch.
Oh, okay.
So here's what I'll do with the Catalina Crunch.
That looks good.
Here's what I'll do with the Catalina Crunch.
Okay.
I will take the Catalina Crunch, and I will maybe add like strawberries to it, or some berry.
Some sort of berry.
Some sort of berry that's a low sugar fruit to it. And then, like, if I get the chocolate Catalina Crunch,
because it's a little more calories,
I'll either use, I'll maybe use the Fairlife protein drink. That's 30 grams of protein over my cereal.
Oh, wow. That's a good way to like intake more protein at the same time.
Yeah. Now that's if I'm doing low carb, kind of more low carb,
Gotcha.
and I'm not doing, obviously it doesn't work for carnivore because of the amount of carbs, but still it's way less. Look, you have 14. There's no sugars added, and there's no sugars in it. And you got 11 grams of protein, and then plus I'm adding more protein on top of that. Okay. So if somebody's going to eat cereal and wants to still have cereal in their life, again, you look at what you would eat of a traditional cereal that's not healthy for you versus this. And then if you look, I don't think the sunflower oil is that great. Coconut oil is better, but natural flavors, it has stevia and monk fruit extract. That's giving you the sugar taste.
The sweetness to it.
The sweetness without actually getting the sugar and the carbs from the sugar. So this non-GMO, this just meets more of the healthy requirements.
Yeah.
What's better? Fucking bacon and eggs is better.
Yeah.
That's what's better.
Honestly, though.
But if you're going to eat a cereal, replacing your shitty cereal with this is
just
better.
going to help you a lot,
It's going to help you a lot. You got to at least be cutting some calories off, and you're adding more protein in, which we want to get the overall protein intake up, because that's what we're tracking.
Yeah.
I want you to track the protein intake at the beginning.
Okay.
That's the main thing. You do not have to break down every fucking macro, but protein, absolutely. That's where it needs to be. And we're trying to eliminate, the foods that are just really bad, the cereals, the things that are in the bags, the chips, all of that kind of stuff that's in the center of the supermarket.
Yeah.
And you're going to find the stuff that is healthier around more the outside of the supermarket. Yeah. So just be conscious of that, where you're picking up the items,
like where you have to go through and like.
Sure. Yeah. You're going to have to go down the aisle, and maybe depending on what type of diet you're doing, there's different types of salad dressings. Maybe you want a very, very low calorie, some type of balsamic salad dressing. Yeah. That's great. Or maybe because of the type of diet you want one that has, very little carbs, but has maybe some fat in it because you want the fat.
Yeah.
It just depends on your diet. Now, that's not going to be at the outside edges. Okay.
You're going to have to go looking
You're
for
going to
that.
have to go in the aisles for that. So I'm not saying there's not
Things that you'll have to
that
like,
you'll
go through,
have to find there, but just be conscious of the fact that more of the things that you should be eliminating
or towards the
are
center of the
in the
aisles.
center of the grocery store.
Yeah.
Focusing on the whole foods. Even though I don't eat a lot of vegetables, it's a preference because I don't like most vegetables.
Okay.
It has nothing to do with anything
Nutrition
else.
or anything like that. Yeah.
No. Like, dude, I could eat green beans. I won't say daily, but almost
You
daily.
could, yeah.
And I love corn, but I try to limit the corn, because of the carbs. It's just not, corn is
delicious.
for steer. I know. Especially
the way we make
corn
it
on the cob. And yeah, I get it. I totally get it. But it's still better to eat those vegetables than even corn that with the carbs than it is not. Just like any fruit is better. Now, the best fruit that I concentrate on
or like the berries.
is the berries.
Yeah.
I try to limit myself in as far as orange juice goes, as far as bananas go. Understand that the more green the banana is, the less sugar it has in it. The more yellow it becomes, the more sugar it has.
Oh, wow.
So as it ages,
Yeah.
it becomes more sugary. So at least be conscious of that. If you want to take a little quarter and throw it in your protein drink, okay. But don't think like it's this super great thing.
Yeah.
But it is better than
So much
processed
sugar treat,
foods,
yeah.
highly processed foods. It's just better. Grapes. I keep grapes to a minimum, and I love grapes, dude.
Ooh.
But I'm going to keep it to a minimum or just have a few mixed with the other fruits, to include it a little bit. But again, keeping it at a minimum.
Yeah.
So we're keeping the sugar down.
Yeah.
That's the main goal. But again, it's still better than candy.
Yeah.
Still better than these other things. So just keep that in mind. So, you get your meats. Red meat. Y'all been lied to about lean red meat the same way you were lied to about eggs. Okay. There is no food that is more dense nutritionally than lean red meat. None. There is nothing out there that is going to have more of what you need than lean red meat. And then eggs are right up there after that. And then you have your others. Yes, your chicken, it could be lamb, whatever. Any meats. Whole food, not processed.
The whole not processed part is key.
The big is key.
Yeah.
You can have cheese, buy quality cheeses, aged cheeses. Do not buy Kraft. Kraft is not fucking cheese.
No, it's not.
No. It's not cheese. Do not do that. You absolutely can have a burger. Okay? And if you want to go lean, you can find anywhere from about 90 to about 94% lean.
Okay.
So that's super, super lean at the grocery store. You can put a good cheese on it. I have a good, I think it's Tillamook. It's the one where on my Facebook, I did a thing on jerky. Same company. They have cheeses. Yeah, there. That's good cheeses. Okay. Good cheese slices. It's actual fucking cheese. Okay. Okay. Take one of those slices and you can have yourself a cheeseburger. And if you really, really, really feel like you need a bun, there are keto buns out there. There are thin slices for like sandwiches and stuff that you could do, like super thin. I've done those before that, but most of the time, over 90% of the time, we did it today, Dawn and I. We had burgers today and no bun.
I don't know how you do that. The bun's so good.
No chipotle aioli. Well, it's still good.
I know, but
I had jalapenos on it. I had cheese on it.
I grew up on bread, man.
Onion. I know.
It's hard to get away from bread. That's like one of the biggest like difficult things, especially, or at least coming from his Hispanic household, like people from like families and stuff that I've like talked to, is the bread is like one of the hardest things to replace or find something that is equal to like the bread kind of taste.
Well, with the right fiber content, I use these little tortillas that are zero net carbs that you can get. And if you can tell me that they taste bad, please do. Tell me they don't taste as good, because I'm telling you, yeah, there you go. The Mission ones. I get those. I make little pizzas with those and put a bunch of meat on it.
I've never seen these before.
Yeah, they're super good. You can get those at Fry's, dude. Okay. So like on this past weekend, I took a couple pounds of lean beef and made some taco meat. And a couple, like we probably had 2 different meals over the weekend where we ate tacos.
Nice.
And I do them where they're overflowing because I put so much meat on it, and I put onion. There's a little carb in onion. We skipped.
It's so good.
We skipped the lettuce, and we put cheese, and I put a touch of salsa on it. And very, very filling, very, very good. For most people, that's going to be a very, very good meal.
Yeah.
So if you want a little bit of bread, there is a way there is a way to include it, and that's the way to include it. Now, if you're going out to eat, probably not so much.
No.
Because like I said, my big thing, one of my favorite things when I go to Nando's, which is my main Mexican restaurant here in the area, is chicken fajitas or steak fajitas. And I don't even get the sides anymore. I don't even get it. I just tell them to hold it. Don't even bring it out. Because I was only taking a few bites of each.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know what? Just keep it. And I'm just doing the plate of fajitas.
Yeah.
And they might give you some more vegetables when you do that kind of thing too, which is fine, whatever. But that's how I'll do it. That's how I'll be able to go out and have a meal that will fit my diet and what I need to eat.
Yeah, you just like have to exclude other things if you're wanting.
Yeah, I'm probably lower 190s, mid 190s right now.
Okay.
I did get up to like 200
back
after I lost all the weight from COVID, 32 pounds in less than a month, and was sicker than fuck, almost died. Yeah, on my comeback, I even ate some milkshakes. I needed to put some weight back on. And now it's about taking the fat off.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be in this 190 range, up and down a little bit, as I add muscle and continue to try to shed fat. But, Dawn and I, as I've mentioned, when we go out to eat, we find a way. We probably go to at least one really, 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 really nice restaurant a week. At least one, sometimes more. But I'm talking nice places.
Yeah.
Really, really nice places. And we'll have a dessert. Now, my favorite is more of like a lemon ice or a sherbet or something to cleanse my palate a little bit, like a raspberry sherbet or something like that to cleanse my palate a little bit. But we will indulge in that. But we've factored that in, as I've said, in our overall diet and what we had that day.
Yeah, like throughout the entire day, yes.
Throughout the entire day.
Not just the one meal.
Giving up, making sure that I'm not wasting something on something else so I can have that. Yeah. Skipping the bread that they want to give you at the beginning of the meal so I can have that. Yeah. Because that's
more
enjoyable and more fun
Yeah.
than the bread. As good as the bread is.
I get
And there's some great places that have some great bread around here. Let me tell you.
No, I get that though. That makes a lot of sense. Like,
But that's what
so
you
don't
have to do. That's the
exclude it,
trade-off
Yeah,
that
yeah.
you have to have. And if you want the bread, then skip dessert.
Yeah. Choose one or the other. You have the option.
That's all what it's about, is finding a way to eat that doesn't seem so restrictive, that's with foods that you like, and make a list of the foods you like. And then I can go over with clients, okay, this food that you like is great that you like it, but it pretty much should never be included. It's unhealthy. What are the healthy foods? What are the whole foods that you like?
Yeah.
Now, Dawn likes broccoli, or like the broccolini, and what's the other one that makes people's piss smell?
Asparagus.
Asparagus. Yeah, that's what I was trying to think. She likes asparagus. She likes good roasted asparagus.
Yeah, it's roasted.
I don't like asparagus.
Oh, it's so good though.
It's only been in the last few years that I can eat a little bit of cauliflower, but it's raw, cold cauliflower in a dip or something.
Yeah, that one's
And then there's a way to make the dip.
Yeah.
That's more healthy for you,
Enjoyable.
less calories or something like that too. Celery is probably better than carrots.
I like celery.
Yeah, so it's just figuring those things out. What do you like, and tailoring your diet around that.
Yeah.
And like I said, the chicken, it can be whatever. You know, there's absolutely ways that you can make meatloaf. You know what I mean?
I'm not a meatloaf fan, so
right.
Yeah, for me. So.
Yeah, well, I'm from the Midwest. We eat meatloaf, right? But you have to look at the ingredients that you're putting in it.
Gotcha.
You know, so what is it you're adding to it?
Yeah.
You know, some people add ketchup or other things. It's like, well, how, you know, there are some keto ketchups, for example, that would be better if somebody is going to do something like that. So there's different things like that you can take existing recipes and maybe substitute certain things to make it with the best protein content, still have flavor, and still taste good.
Yeah. But you had to go through.
And then there's some really bad ketchups out there that are just going to be like sugar in tomato juice, right?
A lot of them.
Yeah, definitely so. I have a recipe for, I call it Big Mac in a bowl.
Big Mac in a bowl. All right.
Big Mac in a bowl. So you're just taking ground beef, browning it, and then you're cutting up onion, lettuce, shred lettuce, and I'll just buy a bag of shred lettuce so I don't have to cut it up because I'm lazy.
Save some time.
And dill relish, or I take a bunch of dill pickles and cut it up myself and do that. You can do tomato, but there's really not tomato on a Big Mac. And then, you know, think of it like a taco bowl.
Okay.
But in this case, it's a Big Mac bowl. So you're putting the meat in, you warm it up, and then you put these other ingredients on it just like you would a taco bowl. But again, taco bowls are great. Just don't have the bowl.
Yeah.
Have a bowl, not a bowl that you can eat.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Okay. That's what you do. Like my friend Tino and his restaurant back in Amaya's back in Monroe, Michigan.
Okay.
I used to order that shit all the time. I'd come there and eat a ground beef burrito bowl or whatever they called it. And then I would get 2 or 3 of them to go. I'd get a couple beef ones, a chicken one, because I could heat it up and it was super easy. And, you know, it's like somebody using a service and using those packaged meals and stuff because it was just perfect. And I enjoy it. I enjoy the Big Mac in a bowl. Then there's a Thousand Island dressing that's no calories.
Okay.
And I would use that if you could feed kids. I fed kids this and kids loved it. But with kids, I probably usually use a light Thousand Island dressing.
Okay.
You know, because this dressing tastes okay on the Big Mac in a bowl.
Yeah.
But by itself, like on itself, I
Gotcha.
wouldn't like it. It's not that good. But
Gotcha.
it does work on it. And that's your special sauce. You know what I mean? For the equivalent of the
like
Big
that.
Mac.
Yeah.
And the dill is what really makes it. Having the dill on there like you do the Big Mac.
I'm not a big.
And I haven't had a Big Mac in 30 years.
Oh.
It's been a long time, dude. But the Big Mac in a bowl.
Is that McDonald's or Burger King? Okay.
Yeah. And it's just totally great. It's whenever I post about that, people just love that recipe. And it's a great way.
It sounds like a really great replacement to like a burger or something like that. Yeah.
Absolutely. It's just another way to eat a burger. That's all you're doing.
Yeah.
And again, you're not going to, most people are not going to be able to afford or eat steak every meal. Well, ground sirloin, that's 90% or more lean, do it as a burger, again, but I'll still occasionally use a little A1, okay, because I want the flavor. Yeah, A1 sauce, because I want some flavor. You don't have to make this so boring that you don't enjoy it.
Yeah.
But again, by just pulling that bun off and having everything else that you like,
you're giving yourself a lot of free space
to enjoy it, to have these foods. And there's nothing wrong with having something that you like more than once in a couple-day period.
Oh, yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you enjoy it and you make it, I mean, what's wrong with that? No, 100%. Especially if it's going to be nutritious and stuff like.
So you kind of see where I'm going with the diet.
Yeah.
And things that, you eliminate, things that you want to include, and how you track. The other important thing in making sure that you're going to be in a deficit then is to weigh yourself every day. Now, I know some people don't like to do that. Some people suggest you don't. Here's why you do.
Okay.
Because your weight's going to fluctuate. You're going to maybe retain some water, especially women, and at different times. So if you weigh yourself once a week, from week to week like that, you may not see the difference. It may say you're the same weight and you're really not. And because of the fluctuation, and you're skipping the fluctuation, when you monitor the weight every day, you can better average it out for the week.
Yeah, because you have more numbers.
You have more numbers.
Yeah.
So you're going to average it out. And you can even use these scales that are not expensive. They're $30, that are not super accurate, but they're accurate enough that will also give you a body fat percentage. And most of them will include the ability to download some app and for that information to go to the app.
Okay.
And here's what we want to look for. Whatever your weight is, we'd like for that weight to go down, but what we care more about than the weight, if the weight stays the same, but the body fat percentage goes down by a half a point, that's what we want. Because we haven't talked about the fitness and the working out yet, but you're not going to be mad at me. Well, I was talking to somebody else that they need what I would call a body recomposition, which is they're not really overweight, but it's not in the places that they would like it to be as much.
Okay.
But it's not the weight number that's as big a deal.
Where it's at.
Yeah. And if it's more about the look, they just don't realize it. It's more about the look that they're trying to get than the weight number. So I've said to them, look, if you stay the same weight, total weight, but your body fat percentage goes down and you add muscle, are you really going to be mad at me? So I'm talking about somebody, a woman who's in good shape, works out, and is maybe between 130 and 140 pounds. Okay. So, but when we're done, they may still be 130, 140 pounds. The picture, could you have access to that picture of me that I gave you?
Yeah.
This is the best one to look at because this is a picture of me. And I am literally 197 pounds in both pictures. Now, honestly, look, I get it. I actually like my head on the left better than on the right. I do.
Oh, because
I like
it's a little bit more fuller. Yeah.
It's fuller. But the difference here was, about 19% body fat on the left and 12 to 13% body fat on the right.
Yeah.
But literally was 197 pounds
In both pictures.
in both pictures. So it's not the weight.
Yeah.
It's the body fat percentage
Yeah.
and achieving and being happy with the look that you have. And even on the left, it's not like I had went to Mexico like that, had my shirt off, felt good, didn't think I looked terrible, you know what I mean? But I just didn't have the definition that I had on the right. But that's what it's about.
Yeah.
And the best way to do that, and I did it with one of those scales.
Oh, to quick
monitoring it to make sure that what was going in the direction that I wanted was the body fat percentage going down. Now, there are other ways to check body fat, and that's how I know what more accurately, what my real body fat was, that I was able to tell you. You couldn't use what came up on that scale and tell you.
Like the exact, yeah.
Yeah. But there are ways to be at least a little more accurate, and also by looking. If somebody's actually into fitness and really, really, really knows, we know. We know what a certain body fat percentage looks like on a man.
Yeah. Like on average.
On average.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. And, I never want myself to get above 20% again. And I can live around that 15% area and be a happy fucking camper.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I probably would like 10% more.
Yeah.
Or to be at 10%, even more. But, getting to that level or lower than that,
a lot of dedication.
It takes,
like the minor details.
And some of the things that I'm talking about as far as enjoying life, you're not going to enjoy.
Yep.
You have to eliminate those.
Yep.
Okay. And again, if I compete again, and I expect to compete again, then that would be what I would
have to follow, like the strictness.
Absolutely. And I would do that. But for most people, most people aren't looking to do that. So I'm just talking about you all out there and just feeling good and being your best and being comfortable and still enjoying life, but being healthy.
Yeah.
Okay. But that's the way to do it with one of those scales. You can get it on Amazon, a scale that includes body fat percentage. That's all. It's real simple. But you need to weigh yourself every day. Now, I'm going to talk about something as I finish up here that's, it's a little bit more controversial, okay? And I want you to know that, some of them are cheap.
Yeah.
But I want you to know that it comes from a place of, of love. This does not, I'm a recovering alcoholic. I'm not saying this because it's not like I'm not one of those alcoholics that now because I'm sober, I'm against people drinking or alcohol.
Okay.
I'm not. Like, I've been around it. It does not influence me personally.
Yeah.
To drink being around it. And if I ever felt like it's my job to remove myself, not for you to take your drink out of my presence.
Yeah. No,
it's my problem, not yours.
Yeah.
And when I would get into relationships, I'm sure in fact, I know I said this to Dawn, that no matter how long I've been sober, that if we are ever out somewhere, and I'm feeling uncomfortable and say we got to leave and it's because alcohol or something, or I've even done this with, like, I used to smoke weed I was a big weed smoker.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Dude, I can't walk outside and get a whiff of that shit anymore. Like, it just turns me.
Yeah.
It just does. Like, even that's probably one of the harder things about going to Vegas is because it's like everywhere. People are smoking it everywhere.
Even
like,
here in Arizona, it's getting like pretty bad.
Yeah.
Like everywhere you go,
Yeah.
you sometimes get like a random whiff and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yep. And that happened. But again, that's public. It's up to me. You know, it's not going to make me use. But I do want to say this. So I've worked with a lot of people with the GLP-1s, the semaglutide. Okay. And I can tell you the people who have the most difficult time losing the weight using the semaglutide, Wegovy, Ozempic, even if they're doing everything else right, they're counting their protein.
Yeah.
Right? They're doing that. They started to work out 3 times a week, 30 minutes a day, 40 minutes a day. They started doing all these good things, but they still aren't making progress. Almost every time, what I eventually find out is it is the casual use and drinking of alcohol.
I mean, yeah.
You can blow a whole week's worth of being good and being on point for your diet in one night of not getting drunk, but
having a few beers, like 1 or 2.
Well, probably
2, 3
more
beers.
than 2, probably 3, 4, 5, you know, but in there, you know, 3 to 5.
Like a party
thing.
Weekend. Like, no, I get that.
Just your like, we're fun. We're fun people without alcohol, and we can go to a party, be without it. Like, we try to make sure people know that, like, if you invite us to a party, it's okay if y'all drink. Don't care. Not going to judge you. And if something goes on that makes me uncomfortable, I'm just going to leave. And like the other part of that was with Dawn was saying that you don't have to go with me, but I'm not coming back to get you. You'll have to Uber because I'm leaving.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
this is what's happening. This is what I need to do for me.
Yeah.
Because my sobriety is important to me, but I haven't had to do that. But I always put it out there that
it is a possibility.
It is a possibility. And so that they'll understand what's going on if
Where
it
you're coming from,
were to happen.
Yeah.
And for other people, I'm just talking about it in your diet. Alcohol is literally poison. It's literally toxic. And when people talk about testosterone and steroids and these other things, I just laugh because none of those things are as bad as alcohol. It's not even close. So you can just shut the fuck up. Okay.
No,
do not tell me about testosterone when you're even just a casual drinker. It's if you are already in great shape, it's easier to maintain than it is to get there.
Yes.
So and it would also be easier to occasionally drink if you're in shape and not fuck yourself up than if you're trying to get there. If you're trying to get there, I'm just saying you're making it so tough on yourself. So tough on yourself because you're going to have to tighten up everything else to be able to account for it. And it's just going to be hard to do.
Yeah.
And is it really, you need it for what? To be accepted in the group? Like, because it's not that, it shouldn't be that important to you if you're not an alcoholic.
Yeah, honestly though.
So it's hard to give up. Why? And Dawn can tell you, you know, she's been someone who's been into fitness most of her life, and she was athletic and was a cheerleader in high school, in college, and owning a gym, being a gym owner, doing, you know, strongman type, powerlifting type stuff.
Okay.
And now more bodybuilding type exercises and lifts. She knows and she's done it. But she can tell you that when she came here last year, late spring, early summer, before she moved here, she wanted help with a program of supplements and to kind of to have a track to follow. And she likes to write stuff down and follow her. That's what helps her,
Yeah.
to write stuff down. That's great. And she did. I gave her a program and vitamins and hormones and things that would be beneficial. But as good as all of those things were, and tweaking the diet, the thing that had the greatest impact was going from, where when she was single and not in a relationship, going on a date or going out with girlfriends on a weekend, at least, on the weekend she didn't work. So every other week, going out with friends or even family, with her kids out to eat.
Yeah.
The kids are adults. They're in their late 20s. They're going to drink and do.
Oh, yeah.
All right. From that, going from casual drinking like that to cutting it out completely. And she was able to cut it out completely because it wasn't that important to her. The goal that she told me she had was more important to
drinking.
her.
Yeah.
And that's what you just have to ask yourself. But if your answer is you don't want to give it up, you might want to look deeper into your alcohol problem. That maybe it's not casual.
No,
okay?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because if it's that important to you,
you wouldn't be drinking.
Well, if it's that important to you, you can't give it up, then you have a problem.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, if you can give it up, well,
then
it's
really
really not that important. And so why do it?
Yeah.
And, like I said, we enjoy ourselves. We go out, we do fun things, we go to events.
Like you don't need the alcohol part to fully enjoy it. Yeah.
Not at all. And there was a time I never did anything without a substance.
Yeah, no.
I thought it had to have it.
Yeah.
I had to drink before a concert because I didn't want to spend all the money at the concert or standing in line. So I'd have to drink a little extra on the way there or in the parking lot.
Yeah, no, I've been
right? Absolutely. But I'm just saying that was the biggest, her cutting that out completely, even though it was casual.
Mm-hmm.
And you're talking about somebody who regularly worked out. Now, she did increase her workouts maybe from 4 times a week to the 6 that we do now.
Yeah.
But still, the thing that had the greatest impact and people noticed in 60 days, like, wow, you're really looking like, and again, she looked good, but went from good to great.
Yeah.
And the number one thing is alcohol.
Okay.
And so I'm just telling people, whether you use semaglutide or don't, if you're dieting, whatever, if you're trying to lose weight, probably of all the things, and maybe I should have started with that one, of all the things that's most important to address first is the alcohol.
Okay. I mean, it makes sense.
It just is. It's your body literally shuts down performing other functions because it's, oh my God, this
Toxic
person
waste,
put toxic poison in the body. We got to get rid of it.
Yeah.
We got to get rid of it. That's what the body's, focusing on and doing. Yeah. And when it's doing that, it can't grow muscle. It's not thinking about growing muscle. So it doesn't matter what fucking protein you ate.
Yeah.
You're not gonna gain muscle really because your body's focused on other things. So the best thing you can do for yourself, and because don't waste your money on the semaglutide.
And then go drink.
Yeah. And then wonder why it's not working. It's not motherfucking going to.
Yeah.
And the calories that you're drinking.
That's a huge
Besides the poison, it's also the wasted calories. These are not calories that are doing anything. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they'll come out with a protein beer. Fuck, I don't know. But still, come on.
Yeah. No,
Let's not be stupid here.
Yeah.
Because if you're that desperate that you need a protein beer, then you're fucked up.
There's other issues.
There's other issues.
Yeah.
That's exactly the point. So what I'm about is not meal plans. What I'm about is not being strict and this and that. I'm about lifestyle change and helping people incorporate what they do like in a way that can help them be healthy and that they can maintain long term, and that it's not going to be something that they're going to stop doing then and then gain the weight back.
Yeah.
And this is how we get there. And stop with the fast. Stop with the fast. And, even in the fitness groups, I mean, how can I put muscle on my chest fast? There's no such thing. No such thing. Not even with steroids. It's not happening fast. Just knock it the fuck off. Stop with your fast bullshit and understand if you want to lose less than 50 pounds, it's probably going to take at least 6 months, maybe another month or two, depending, to do it properly. And if it's over 50 pounds, it could take a year to even 2 years to do it properly.
You have to see it more of a long-term thing.
It has to. Yeah. You have to focus on the long term.
And that will help for the commitment side. That would also help. Because if you have that, like the reality of how long is this going to actually take? And then so you're able to change that life, like you said, the lifestyle to complement what your goals are. Yeah.
Yes. Absolutely. This is not an overnight thing.
Yeah.
This is a better you thing, and it's going to help you so many different ways. I'm thinking about a client of mine who is in sales and was leaned on the overweight side.
Okay.
But was successful. But as he got into better shape, became even more successful because he became more confident, because he felt better about the way he looked and the way he projected himself. And that came off to the clients, even though they weren't talking anything about weight or fitness or diet or anything like that. It's just how, he felt. There's so many benefits to this of changing your life and having that impact. And that's what my goal is, and that's why we did this. And we're going to continue on this on our other coming up episodes. But I think that was I covered a pretty
a good base of
pretty good
ground. A surrounding thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was a pretty good ground. And if you have feedback on this, please post it below. We'll take a look at it. We'll try to include it in other episodes and answer questions. We post what my other social media links are. Get on those, follow me there. Those are typically better ways to communicate with me than on YouTube. It is not easy to communicate. That's the one thing they don't do.
Yep.
They don't make it easy for people to comment, not necessarily easy to communicate with YouTube. But the other social media there is, and you can do that and say, hey, I'm one of your subscribers. Yeah, I'd love to tell me you're a subscriber.
And we also made a clips channel, so go ahead and subscribe to that new channel as well. It'll be in the link
channel.
As well.
That's so cool. I can't wait to check it out myself. So we're doing some good things. Hopefully this is a good thing for people, and especially we don't want you to participate in Quitter's Day.
Yes. Make it past the 10th.
Take it, man.
Please.
Just make it past the 10th, man. But seriously, it's all one day at a time.
Yeah.
All you have to do is do it right today. Stop worrying about the future. Do it right today. And put enough of those days together, and the results will come. There we go. This is the Outlaw Apostle Podcast. I'm Troy Neff, your host. I'm the fucking guy.
Who knew I would make it this far? They hated, they never believe me. Yeah, I would never drop the ball. I know I make it look easy. Yeah, Mayweather with the defense. I don't care what a critic gotta say. I got them picking up the pieces.